As you all know, the previous RZR models had a ton of potential and took the aftermarket by storm. We are looking to do some tuning on this thing today. First, we're going to start out by running some stock baselines, and from there we're going to move into what we can actually do with the stock software to increase overall performance. All right, we have wrapped up our stock baselines on the all-new Pro R. The results are pretty awesome. Over here you can see our dyno graph. We did do 3 baselines like we typically do for comparison. Something to note compared to the previous turbo models is you're not going to see any heat soak in between the different runs. This is going to be a great benefit for guys that are out in the desert, hot climates, the dunes, etc. With that being said, this guy came in at roughly 154 to 155 wheel horsepower and roughly 185 to 190 foot-pounds of torque. Please keep in mind this is on a Mustang dyno that typically reads quite a bit lower than a dyno jet and some of the other popular dynos out there. With that being said, we are also on 35-inch tires, so we've got quite a bit of drivetrain loss. In addition, we are in Gilbert, Arizona. It's July and roughly 100 degrees in our dyno room. From here, we are going to move on to editing the software, creating some changes to increase the performance. And from there, we'll get the car back on the dyno and run our tuned runs to see what we can do. All right, we have wrapped up the programming of our VRTuned ECU flash software on the Pro R ECU. It is time to get this installed back into the vehicle and on the dyno for some testing. We have wrapped up our final runs on the RZR Pro R with the VRTuned ECU flash software installed. If we move over to our graph, you can see we are producing a gain of roughly 10 wheel horsepower and about 5 foot-pounds of torque to the wheels. We're really happy with these results considering this is a naturally aspirated vehicle and it is bone stock. There's not a whole lot that can be done overall with these things. However, we have maximized everything we possibly can. With that being said, when you do check out the graph, it isn't necessarily just peak versus peak horsepower that's improved. When you move through the entire RPM range, you're seeing a consistent hold of 8 to 10 wheel horsepower gained. That's going to produce a huge benefit when you're on and off throttle and just cruising through the entire power range. In addition to that, other features we have applied to our tune software, we have actually raised the rev limiter from the factory 8650 up to 8800 RPM. With that, we have also removed the speed limiter, so it is no longer limited to 86 miles an hour. Overall, you're going to experience a huge benefit in throttle response, low to mid-range, and of course, top-end power. All right, that wraps up our testing and tuning with the all-new RZR Pro R. We're happy with the results we were able to accomplish with our VRTuned ECU flash, and we look forward to doing more with this platform moving forward.